Hello everyone, welcome back to Simply Nerdy. I'll be your host, Hayden. You may remember me from the Breath of the Wild 2 leak video I did with Steve a couple weeks ago. And against everyone's better judgment, I'm doing a solo video this week. So this video is going to be on the Pokemon leak that came out earlier this week, and can we please just have a brief moment of silence for some of our beautiful baby boys that did not make the cut. Okay, so So earlier this week, on the Reset Era forum, two pictures leaked that contained information about Pokédex and Generation 8, showing which Pokemon made the cut and which didn't. And since Nintendo is flagging channels that release any information about the leak, it sort of proves its legitimacy, but to keep Simply Nerdy safe, I'm not going to talk about anything Nintendo hasn't already revealed in their game trailers. But as an objective source, these images aren't really that hard to find. I know this is going to be a divisive game in the Pokemon community. We've already seen a little bit of this with every new trailer that Nintendo releases, but a lot of hardcore fans aren't happy with the changes that they've made in this new installment. It's like Nintendo's trying to do the same thing with Pokemon that they did with the Legend of Zelda series and the Mario series with Breath of the Wild and Odyssey. Introducing new mechanics and abilities to the series, trying to keep it fresh. In those two cases, they did very well. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite Zelda games of all time, and Mario Odyssey is a masterpiece. Definitely one of the best Switch games on the market. Pokemon fans, however, aren't as respecting of Game Freak's decisions to add some new things into the game. But personally, I'm excited for the major and minor league gyms, giving us 18 gyms in this whole game, making the playtime a lot longer. So I feel like we could have a more interesting story to keep us going through all those gyms. But a lot of decisions they've made, like a lot of things that they've added to the game, have not been great, such as the Pokédex and just having a smaller Pokédex in general. I know that personally, I was hoping for a truly next level Pokemon game that would refine all of the things that as a community we've grown to love and enjoy with every new release. Game Freak instead decided to add a bunch of new features that in general we really didn't ask for. I think the only thing that they added that we were really excited for was an open world game. And they ended up cutting a good bit of things that we loved about the series, like a good bit of Pokemon. I can't tell you which ones, but I'm not happy personally. A lot of my favorite Pokemon have not made it in. But aside from new mechanics and all of that, there are a lot of new Pokemon designs that honestly I haven't been very impressed with. I like Morpeko. He's a cutie, but he's still just another Pikachu clone, right? We need one for every game, but I'm not happy with this one. He's kind of bland. Honestly, don't get me started on Impidimp. He's terrible. I find no redeeming qualities in this Pokemon, and I just need him to get off the screen as fast as possible. Okay? I think it's cool that the Galar region has exclusive forms just like Alola, but did we really need a new Meowth skin? It doesn't even look like Meowth at this point. They could have just made a new Pokemon and no one would have cared. But this is like worse than a Alolan Persian. That's saying a lot. What is interesting is that there's more of an emphasis on different forms of Pokemon, and what's being done with that. Like, I like Cramorant with his fish, that you shoot fish at people, and Morpeko has the full and hungry modes, which sort of makes it not a Pikachu clone, but I digress. It adds a layer of depth to the combat that the series really needed at this point, and I think I'm happy for that. I'm happy with that. What I'm not happy with is Dynamaxing. Making a Pokemon bigger for 3 turns that just adds HP, that's not interesting. Every time that someone Dynamaxes, the next turn the other person's gonna Dynamax. It's a game of chicken at that point, so who's gonna Dynamax first. And it's not that deep, and it doesn't strike me as anything important. What I do enjoy is Gigamaxing. All the new forms of Pokemon that come with that. I think if they just did Gigamaxing, it would have made the game a whole lot better. If they handled it a bit like Ultra Moves or Mega Evolutions, and only like certain Pokemon could Dynamax, and they would just get rid of Dynamaxing in general, and just call it Gigamaxing, that'd be really cool. Like, personally, I'm a big fan of Long Meowth. He's one of the best things to come out of this game series. And if there isn't a Pokemon plush of him on the Pokemon website, like a week after the game comes out, I'm going to hand my copy of Sword back to Doug Bowser himself. I will not be happy. But until next time, keep it nerdy.